This is apparently yesterday's news about the Korean guild stuff. Oh, there's a whole thing. Temporary measures taken against 40 users engaging in gambling activities. All right, guys, this is on the Korean server. I'll finish the patch notes in a second. Engaging in remember, gambling in Korea is against the law. Pearl Abyss's Black Desert recently took temporary action against 40 users, including game influencer BDO, who is a big streamer that came from KR, guys. He kind of bounces. He's like he's kind of like Lakari, but for KR. After receiving reports that speculative behavior had occurred during a specific guild war. This is an open world GVG. The incident arose out of a confrontation between Jujube Canyon Guild and the Cheater Guild, which included BDO. This is because conversations suspected of speculative behavior were exposed during a confrontation between the two guilds. They were chat PvPing each other. If you look briefly at the conversation, the condition was to wage a guild war for a certain amount of money. They literally were paying each other to have a GVG. Okay? I think it was 500,000 Korean won. That's $387 US. Close to $400 US. Okay, just to have a GVG. Black Desert Management sent an email to users who had had the conversation before the start of the guild war, informing them that they may be temporarily suspended. BDO, who confirmed this blatantly, acknowledged and humbly accepted the Pearl Abyss's measures. What? Humbly accept? Of course he did, bro. He doesn't care. He doesn't actually play BDO. He only plays BDO to shit talk the game. The Black Desert management team made their first announcements for the investigation, saying currently circumstances related to speculative activities that have been reported have been detected, and 2 users have been temporarily taken into custody. Okay, what that really means is they banned 2 people for 10 years right off the bat while they investigated, and then they were gonna like do a more thorough investigation. Okay, they did not arrest these kids. We are also investigating records of users who assisted in gambling activities. Yeah, so that like they were investigating the rest of the people. Afterwards, an additional notice added the records of 38 users who helped with the GVG reported in this notice were confirmed. Temporary measures were taken for all of these users to investigate violations of operational privacy or review follow-up measures. Users who heard the news said Pearl Abyss has suddenly gotten faster at handling bans. Hey, if you want to turn the Calpheon ball into a festival, it's time to work as hard as possible. I think what this translates, if you want to turn the Calpheon ball into a clown fiesta, it's time to go to work, boys. I hope you take firm action, and the recent operation has also been receiving a lot of criticism for speculative behavior. Various opinions were expressed, such as, it's a total mess, even the macro. Oh yeah, so like, this is talking about the other Korean streamer we had on, the Red Dragon, that we discussed before. It's good to see BDO admitting that he is wrong. Oh, he has nothing wrong. I would admit it too. If you mess up, bro, just admit it and move on. It's just the way that it goes. Yes. He did handle it well. Okay, so my thoughts on this. It's against the law to gamble. Okay. So like a lot of people are seeing this as Pearl Abyss being two-faced, right? Like they have a bunch of gambling in their game. And then they want to ban people for gambling. I would say that they really had no choice. I would agree with that sentiment. Like, I think that is a little ridiculous that they have rolly boxes and gambling in their game like this. Absolutely ridiculous. That, you know, we're gonna permanently ban people for this. However, I think that if this happened in NA or EU, I think the punishments would have been definitely less heavy-handed. In KR, it's illegal. If they don't ban them, they are gonna get in trouble. This is an incident where users created content themselves after the Pearl Abyss thugs provided the content. If you just kill them, Korea will come to a standstill. This is how the incident occurred. Okay, you should just allow me to translate it. We're good. Like, just to be clear, I do think that, like, I think it's heavy-handed to permanently ban them, but like but it's against the law, so I don't think they really have a choice, guys. If it's against the law, you're gonna get banned for stuff like this, and it definitely makes Perlibus look bad on both fronts, because like legally they have to ban them, but then like they're banning people for gambling in their game that has a bunch of gambling in it. It's actually just ridiculous, right? It's ridiculous. They should have in-game horse racing. They do. You just can't bet on it. Yeah, I understand that this is an incident that like players created amongst themselves to gamble on events that are happening in the game. That is against the law in KR. If it wasn't against the law in KR, I actually don't think Perlibus, they might not even take action on it. To be honest, I have no idea, and I don't want to find out. You should not be betting on GVGs. It's not a good idea. It's not a good idea, just to be clear. But also, I don't think that in North America, EU, that if you did bet on a GVG or something like this, that they're really going to be this heavy-handed about it. I could be wrong, but I think it's just because legally, I think it's just doomed. Blue is... Why are you guys... Blue, this is an incident where users created content themselves at their Perlibus. I already read this. Why are you guys spamming it? Stop spamming. I read it, guys. Why do you guys keep spamming that? Like, I read it. I addressed it. Why? Stop spamming it. All right, ban it. Anybody that uses it now is like, just ban it. Yeah, it's just copy pasta spamming. I understand that. I get it. I addressed it. Again, I think that Perlibus had no choice because it's against the law. I think that if this happened in any other region, I think it would be definitely two-faced to do this. I think it does make them look bad for banning people for gambling like this because they have a bunch of gambling that goes on in their own game. But I don't think that they had a choice.
도박을 그렇게 많이 하는데 금지하는 것은 위선이라고 생각합니다. 하지만 한국에서 도박을 하는 것은 불법이기 때문에 어쩔 수 없었습니다. 법을 어기는 선수가 문제가 될 수 있는 것을 금지하는 팔을 탓할 수는 없습니다.
That's my thoughts on it.